这条视频有可能会给您带来焦虑。
Recently, we saw on Douyin many incidents where many businesses fled with the customers' advance money, right? This is the reality in our industry. 40% of the stores and factories are on the verge of closure and bankruptcy, and 60% of the factories have no work to do. So please keep an eye on your money and avoid being cheated of both money and goods. China's economy continues to decline. Recently, Shanghai's renowned customized cabinet brand, Oven, suddenly closed its doors, and many consumers were unable to recover their deposits and payments. According to Xinmin Evening News, since the end of 2023, dozens of consumers have paid deposits or full payments to Oven cabinets through various home decoration expos and platforms. However, the company's sudden closure means they won't get the products and services promised, nor their money back. Consumers recounted their experiences of how they came across Douyin through platforms such as Sunshine Home Expo. After paying a deposit or the full amount, and in some cases the company had even made home visits to take measurements, it suddenly closed its doors and vanished overnight. Ms. Feng, a consumer, told the reporter that when her home renovation entered the finishing stage of tiling, the workers reminded her that she could look for furniture now. So, at the end of March, she attended a Sunshine Home Expo and came across Oven cabinet. The company's products met her requirements for cabinets such as New Zealand pine options, multi-layer kitchen design, European pine panels, and many other options. The samples looked good, so Ms. Feng deposited about 140 on the spot. After the designer came to her home to make a preliminary measurement, Ms. Feng came to the Oven store and signed the contract, paying $6,200. A few days later, she requested the designer to come to her home for a follow-up measurement, but was told that the designer was out of town and would need a few extra days. A few days passed. The designer didn't show. Upon her complaint, the company agreed to send a new designer. However, it was a no-show as well. Soon, her husband heard about the closure of the company. When Ms. Feng came to the Oven store again, she saw the door was closed and the inside was empty. Many consumers gathered outside. So far, the person in charge of the company has been out of contact, and there isn't any solution for the aftermath. In January 2024, Mr. Zhang paid a deposit of about $1,400 and an additional sum of over $3,500 for the products. During this period, he repeatedly pressed the company, and the company kept changing the delivery dates, but no one showed up. Other victims include the likes of Mr. Cho, who paid a deposit of more than $2,700, Mr. Fan, who paid more than $4,600, and Mr. Chai, who paid nearly $7,000. Miss Zhou and Miss Li paid for the goods and waited impatiently for the 45-day delivery, only to find out that they lost all their money. According to the report, Yuanjian Home is the main OEM of Oven's cabinets. The company's staff said that many consumers' orders were already completed, but Oven cabinets hadn't made a payment for their delivery. Those orders became overdue, and Oven went belly up. Currently, the furniture is piled up in the warehouse of the manufacturer, involving about 100 orders, amounting to about $275,000. Mainland residents commented that many customers paid the money, not realizing that the company would close its doors. Some suffered big losses up to tens of thousands of dollars. It's a serious fraud and must be punished severely. Now, be it big or small, companies are fleeing every day. The economy isn't doing well, and there will be more cases like this in the future. According to mainland media reports, in just 18 days at the beginning of 2024, there were 20 cases of mass rights protection triggered by merchants running away with money, involving thousands of victims in various industries such as car dealerships, logistics, fitness, early childhood education, and renovation. The common feature of these cases is that after collecting advance payments from customers, merchants suddenly close the business. Both the boss and the staff disappear, making it impossible to get money back or the services and goods promised. Victims went to protest in front of the stores or rallied in front of the government to beg for intervention and defend their rights, but with little success. Some get cracked down on by the police.
说到太行物流跑路了哈，货也没了，款也没了，也是一个老牌的一个物流公司了，20年时间了，听说是资金链断裂，没有办法了，资金紧张。
Taihang Logistics Center is a large local logistics and distribution company with nearly 100 trucks. The service area covers multiple provinces in China. It mainly provides cargo transportation, warehousing, and payment collection services. On the night of January 14th, the logistics center was emptied overnight, fleeing with a large number of collected payments on behalf of 500 customers. Merchants protested for days between January 15th to 17th to no avail. They rallied in front of the Henan provincial government on the 18th to demand the government intervene, but they were suppressed by the police and many got arrested. A well-known car sales company, Yangao in Guangdong Province, closed 80 forest stores under its banner on January 18, 2024.
Before the holiday, more than 80 4S stores disappeared overnight. A customer made the payment and came to pick up the car, but found out the vehicle got towed away by the bank against the debt. What on earth is going on that something like this is happening during the Chinese New Year? Who would have thought that in 2024, the first mine in the auto industry would be detonated by the auto dealership giant, Yongao Group? It owns more than 80 4S stores with over 40 brands under its banner, including Audi, Volkswagen, Volvo, Wenjie, and Link. It's the leading player in the industry for sure. But such a giant collapsed overnight, closing more than 80 stores and new cars got hauled away for debts. Its employees went to the top of the building to collect earned wages and defend their rights. It's said that Yongao Group owns more than $5.5 million in unpaid wages alone.
Why did these merchants choose to run away with the money? Online media Question Today pointed out that businesses are facing operating difficulties with high costs and debts. Running away with money thus becomes their life-saving straw. On the other hand, they probably feel that the risk of such a move is relatively low. Even if they are pursued by the victim, they can avoid legal responsibility by transferring assets, changing identities, fleeing the scene, etc. The lack of government supervision is a major contributing factor. It also mentioned that these incidents of fleeing with money have not only caused tremendous losses and anxiety to consumers, but also brought hidden dangers to social stability. However, in the face of these incidents, the government supervision and response have been inadequate and ineffective. First, the government has failed to do a responsible job of market entry, qualification checks, and credit supervision to prevent those cases and irregular and dishonest merchants from entering the market easily. Second, it has failed to investigate and intervene promptly in those cases. It has mainly resorted to passing the buck and shifting the blame. It suppresses the protesting victims rather than safeguarding their legitimate rights and interests. Last, in dealing with the guilty merchants, the government hasn't pursued their criminal liabilities according to the law. Instead, its attitude has been lenient and permissive, enabling such behaviors when duly punishment is absent. Failure in government supervision has not only undermined the confidence and rights of consumers, but also damaged the order and fairness of the market, as well as affected social harmony and stability. These incidents of businesses fleeing with money reflect the grim situation of China's economy and its deep-rooted problems. According to the data released by the National Bureau of Statistics of China, China's GDP grew by 5.2% in 2023. Which is the lowest level in the past 30 years, except for the 3 years of the epidemic. Meanwhile, China's stock market has performed poorly, with the CSI 300 index falling to its lowest point since 2019, and investor confidence is low. China's economy has entered a low-growth, high-risk phase, facing immense domestic and external pressures.